bands to locally owned restaurants, Carlsbad Currents has it all. Entirely student-produced and student-ran, telling your stories.
Please stand for the pledge. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Carlsbad. I'm Jackson Laria.
And I'm Madeline Harrison. And to start us off, we have Ryan's story, Sam live with JSU, and Kira live with JV Tennis.
To close us out, we'll have an interview with boys varsity water polo about our first home game today. We're also going to have Leo on the Magic Window, as well as Marley live at the Bluffs to tell us about the weather. With all that and more, CHSTV starts right now. To kick off our show, we have a story about a local tennis player here at Carlsbad. Here's Ryan's story.
Hi, I'm Ryan and I play tennis.
Ryan loves tennis, but for her, there's specific things that stand out.
My favorite part about tennis is probably just like the team aspect and just the community and getting to be at practice and like learning a bunch of skills and being able to apply those to when I'm playing on the court.
Like everyone, Ryan has her own goals for her tennis career.
I'd say I'm working on my serves, really. They need to be a lot stronger and a lot more powerful, and just like learning where and like when to be at certain places while I'm on the court.
Ryan calms down during tennis matches by refocusing on the next point.
I think the biggest thing is just like knowing when to breathe and just calm down, and like there's always a way to come back in tennis and just like let myself like calm down and be able to ground myself and restart.
Ryan's teammates are her support system, pushing her to excel and sharing in every victory.
Right now I'm just thinking about like playing all throughout high school and just really like getting better at the sport and just learning everything that I can and to be able to pursue it all throughout high school.
Even though Ryan hasn't been playing for long, she pushes her limits at practice every day. Reporting from CHSTV with photojournalist Isa Bahamonde, I'm Paula Bahamonde.
Thank you, Paula, for that story. For those creative Lancers out there, Carlsbad Library Learning Center is having a scary story competition. For those interested, it is due on the 27th.
Jewish Student Union meets in room 2008 at lunch on the first Tuesday of the month. The JSU is creating a welcoming space where students of all backgrounds can learn about Jewish culture, values, and traditions. Join JSU to connect with friends, enjoy free food, and celebrate meaningful holidays. Now we have Sam live with JSU on the couch.
Good morning, Carlsbad. I'm here live with Jewish Student Union. So, Levi, what exactly is JSU?
JSU is a club here on campus creating a welcoming community for Jews and Jewish allies at Carlsbad.
That's great. And for anyone that's interested, where can they find you?
Our meetings are the first Tuesday of every month at lunch in room 2008.
That's great. And I've heard that you guys have a meeting today. What do you guys plan on discussing?
So today our meeting is, the first half is going to be about Sukkot, which is started last night at sundown, which is commemorates the 40 years as the Israelites traveled from Egypt to Israel. So we're making a few arts and crafts then, and then we'll also be talking about, today is the 2-year anniversary of the massacre in Israel when Hamas invaded and killed over 1,200 Israelis, and we will be having, we'll watch a video, we'll have a light discussion, and then we'll have a speaker come in and talk about their experiences of having a family member as one of the hostages.
That's right, Carlsbad, and as we know, it is very important to remember our history. So if you're interested in learning more on this topic, make sure to show up at room 2008 at lunch. And with that, I'm going to send it back to Jackson at the desk.
Thank you, Sam, and thank you to Jewish Student Union. If you have a story idea or would like to leave feedback for us, feel free to leave a comment at chstv.com/feedback. Today, the varsity girls tennis team plays against Mount Carmel today at 3:30. Be sure to come out and support.
Next up, we have Kira live with JV Tennis.
Good morning, Carlsbad. I'm here with JV Tennis, and so I know you guys have a game today. Could you tell us about that?
Our game today is against Mount Carmel at 3 p.m.
That's really awesome. And then how have you guys been preparing for this?
We wake up every day at 3 a.m., run laps, and bench at the gym.
That's a lot of hard work. And so how can we support you guys?
People can support by showing up at 3 and cheering us on.
That's right, Lancers. Make sure to show up. Any shout-outs?
Profe Sanchez, period 5.
Miss Russell, period 2.
AP Hug, period 2.
Thank you so much for coming on, and I'll send it back to the anchors.
Thank you, Kira and JV Tennis. If you're interested in robotics, Robotics Club will meet every Tuesday after school from 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 in room 2008. Make sure to show up if interested.
The Carlsbad Corn Maze is open every Friday and Saturday at the Carlsbad Strawberry Fields from now until Halloween. If you would like to be in the maze as a scarer, go check out the link on the Strawberry Fields company website. Lancers, do you know what else is scary? Boys varsity water polo players. Speaking of which, Jack is live in the studio with boys varsity water polo and Connor Marshall, the birthday boy.
What's up, Carlsbad? I'm Jack Ferroni here with boys varsity water polo. So I know you guys have a game coming up. Can you tell me a little bit about that and what you guys have been doing to prepare?
Yeah, we have a game today against Costco. It's going to be a great game. And, you know, we've really been preparing. Paul Bryant once said, it's not the will to win that matters, because everyone has that. It's the will to prepare to win that really matters. And, you know, we've been preparing our hearts out, you know, practicing 5 hours a day most days. You know, we've been doing our dry land, doing our late night practices. It's a lot of work, and it's paying off for just students of the game.
Yeah, I know this is your guys' first home game, so do you guys have any more coming up?
Yeah, we have one other home game this year, October 22nd at 5 o'clock against Vista. It's our senior night.
Yeah, make sure you guys show up and show out for that game. And I know the pool's being redone right now, so how does that affect you guys, and do you guys know what's going to be done?
Yeah, it's hard getting pool time and space, but we're working through it, and we hope it's going to be done by next season.
For sure. Good luck at you guys' games. And do you guys have any score predictions?
21-1.
22-3.
17-6.
Gretchen Bowden Center.
That's all I got. Now I'm going to send it back to the anchors.
Thank you, Jack. Juniors and seniors college rep visits continue this month. This week, Case Western, MIT, Penn State, and UC Santa Barbara, and others will be on campus. Switching topics, CHS is starting basic first aid and CPR training on Monday, October 13th, 1:35 to 3 p.m. outside the library. Sign up at bit.ly/CHS Life Skills.
Next up, Marley is live at the Bluffs to give us a look at recent weather changes that we've been having. Marley?
Good morning, Carlsbad. Today I'm here live at the beach to give you this week's weather report. Today is going to look the same as yesterday with clouds and a low of 58 and a high of 72 degrees. Tomorrow will be partly cloudy in the morning and clear up around the afternoon with a low of 60 degrees and a high of 73. Thursday has a possibility of rain with a low of 59 and a high of 73 once again. Lastly, Friday will be a bit warmer with a low of 64 degrees and a high of 73 with rain as well. Might be time to bring out your warmer clothes, Carlsbad, as the temperature starts to drop. Thank you, and I'll send it back to James.
Thank you, Marley, for that report. And Lancers, be sure to dress for the new colder weather that we are having. Returning back here in the studio, we got Leo live on the Magic Window with a recap of this week's NFL games and his opinions on the players' performances. Leo?
That's right, Jackson. I have a recap for you as well as my opinions. Let's get straight into it. There's a lot of exciting games on Sunday night, and Monday night. starting off strong. Danny Dimes absolutely balled out against the Raiders. You know, Geno Smith, he's been in a little bit of a slump lately because, you know, he had his saying, they wrote me off, I didn't write back a couple years ago. But, you know, now he's definitely struggling a little bit. But Danny Dimes, Jonathan Taylor, that Colts team is just really balling out, showing everyone what they're made of. Next, we have the Dolphins and Panthers. Now, both these teams, you know, they're not necessarily playoff caliber, but it was definitely a close one. Bryce Young was able to get a win, which very excited for him. As I think he's a great player, just, you know, a little undersized, which is very unfortunate. Next, we have the Ravens versus the Texans, which, to be honest, the Ravens couldn't do a lot without Lamar. The MVP player is just, you know, he's hurt, and the Texans really put it to them. But let's talk about Drake May. Drake May, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, coming out of UNC. He's an absolute dog. He threw some great passes to Kayshon Boutte, Stephon Diggs. A lot of great plays were made by him. And the Bills, they unveiled their new Snowy Whites uniform. But, you know, snow melts in May. Drake May coming for that MVP spot. And the kicker, you know, drilling game-winning kicks. Next, we have the Jaguars and the Chiefs last night. This was a very exciting game. You know, Trevor Lawrence was not doing a whole lot all game. You know, he's just handling his business, nothing too crazy. And then last drive of the game, throwing absolute dots to Brian Thomas Jr., and then he finds himself stumbling and then running in for a 1-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs, you know, they couldn't respond to that, which, you know, Travis Kelce didn't do a whole lot. And I think, you know, maybe Taylor Swift could be a distraction. Who knows? But that's all I have for today. Carlsbad, anchors back to you.
Leo and I agree. Like you said, snow melts in May. Drake May has a good shot at MVP with the way that he's been playing. For a look at tomorrow's story, we have a piece on a local skateboarder persevering through an injury to keep pursuing his passion.
We finally get to Rady's. I get taken into the waiting room. Finally, after 7 hours, they call me in. I just remember laying on the bed, and that was probably like the most comfortable I was that whole night.
Lancers, if you are a member of Broadcasting Club, the club meeting is being postponed to next Wednesday at lunch. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day.
Bye.
From bands to locally owned restaurants, Carlsbad Currents has it all. Entirely student produced and student ran, telling your stories.